huge ball game this week against Idaho. Idaho traveled and put on a great show against Texas State. Unfortunately for them, they lost that game 35-30, so I'm sure they're going to be ready to come into Paulson Stadium and give the Eagles a fantastic game.
Had to overcome a lot of issues, penalties and mistakes. Defense is playing phenomenal. Kept us in it the whole first half till we could get on, kind of get on track offensively and get. I thought we were able to get their defense fatigued a little bit in the second half, especially late in the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, and definitely made a big difference. And you can see things starting to open up and crease, and our guys still had plenty of juice. It's one of the things. I guess maybe that's the way it's going to go all year. We're just going to have to try to wear them down until we get to a point where we start moving bodies. But it was good to have Mike back. Big game by him, and you can see where we've been missing his spark.
Well, I think we've progressed. We're a better football team. There's no doubt about that. Can we be a lot better than this? Yes. I mean, when you have games like that, you always tend to look at it through rose-colored glasses, but I don't. I know that there's some areas we can improve on, and we'll continue to work on those and really take those lessons to heart and learn from our mistakes. Then we can become a great football team. But right now, that's where we got to focus on. We're playing better, but by no means are we playing as good as we could play.
They are playing, I think, with a lot of confidence right now. They obviously had a great win over South Carolina. I think Coach Stoops has done really an incredible job there in the 2 years that he's been there in kind of changing the culture. And it's evident whenever you watch the video that they play extremely hard. They're running to the football offensively and defensively. They're playing with fanatical effort. And they are very, very multiple on both sides of the football. And but they're with very few mental errors.
That was probably a little closer to what our fans are used to seeing there at Cajun Field. Not saying we played a lights-out game, but just an exciting game, close game where we pull it out at home. And that's sort of what we have been doing these last 3 years, and following our plan to win. And our last plan to win is what we call find a way. And when the game was on the line, offensively and defensively, on the last drive of each, we found a way. Some guys stepped up and made plays. And once again, we overcame some things. I think we overcame penalties, overcame some injuries when Terrence had to go out. I thought we had a strong performance by Jamal Robinson. I think the Jamal Robinson factor definitely showed up tonight. And then I thought Alonzo ran the ball extremely strong, and I thought Elijah was quite effective too. And Al Riles offensively made a lot of plays. Defensively, you look at some guys I thought that stood out. Crawford, as a true freshman, I think he had 6 unassisted tackles. I thought we got more pressure on the quarterback than we've had in the past. So I thought we did some good things there. I think it was our second score of the game. That was not on the defense. That was on the sideline. We gave them 2 penalties and hurt them with the punt block. That was on me. We sort of tried to trick them, and we didn't trick them. And they ran. There wasn't a fake they had called. The punter just didn't see anybody rushing him, so he ran off and converted the 4th down. So that was on me. So, but you know what? Overall, proud of our guys because we got back to doing what we do at home, and that's play hard.
Getting on to Arkansas State, we're excited about them, and they're a very, very good football team. They can go at a high rate as far as tempo on offense. And then defensively, they're very, very fast. They can run. They're not as big up front as Louisiana Lafayette, but they are extremely fast and talented. So,
well, we obviously got to come out to a better start. The last 2 weeks we've had slow starts, got in the hole, and in the second quarter we've come back strong. We got to do it in the first quarter. I think that's going to be the big emphasis this week. It's coming out strong, getting some momentum early. I think that's going to really help us, and if we can get some confidence, then that'll carry us on through the game.
This is basically the same team that we're going to play. I think there were 19 starters back at the beginning of the year from last year. Senior quarterback, good tailbacks, good big offensive line. You know, by the time they're 3 defensive linemen, they're so big, by the time they get in stances, they cover up the guards and the tackles and the center. There aren't many gaps the linebackers have to cover inside because they're so big. That was humorous, guys, okay? They are big and strong, and they're kind of the standard for the league. They've won it 3 years in a row, or been a part of it 3 years in a row, and so they're the team that you have to be thinking about as you try to build your program.
It was hard, you know. It was hard because you had 105 plays to their 58. You had the ball for 41 minutes. You know, kind of came down to this, like I told the players. Offensively in the first half, we're down there 4 times. Try 3 field goals, make 1, and throw a pick in the end zone. So if just one of those 4 times you score a touchdown, you win the game. And defensively, really, they have 5 big plays. If you just stop one of those 5 big plays, you win the game. So, you know, and if you do 2 and 2, you win the game easy. So it's just a whole bunch of things of huge improvement. You know, to go up and down the field and to have 105 plays is a lot of good football plays. Defensively, really improved in a lot of ways, but you can't give up the big plays. So a whole bunch of things we really improved on. You know, that same team we played here at home last year and got our butts kicked, went to their place and really, for the most part, controlled a lot of the game. Now we just got to still get over that one more hump and win it.
This job and been here for 24. So if you add all that stuff up, it's 45, folks, any way you cut it. And so it's time for me probably to move on. And the opportunity to finish coaching this team, especially where we are at this juncture in this season, is going to be one that I hope we can make a rewarding one. I've challenged our coaches, and listen, let me say this about the years here. Players. It's all about players. It don't matter. We've had a buku of coaches here, a buku of them. I'm good ones. A lot of great players and tremendous coaches that have made the 175 wins a pleasure, you know. But let me tell you, the wins are great. The losses are awful. It's awful. It kills you. It wrenches your gut. And you try to go through your head and try to figure out what you can do as a coach to help your team win. And you know, I've challenged these players last night, sitting right where you are. Well, I don't know how long we talked, but about 30 minutes, and told them the story basically of my life. And I think we connected. And I know our guys are going to work, and I know our coaches are going to try to prepare them. Like somebody wrote me a note and said, "Hey, you ain't forgot how to coach overnight." And so. And I still think we are able to coach and motivate players, and so we're going to give it a run here and see what we can do.